It's completely natural to want to show your best self to the world, especially when it comes to forming friendships. We're often taught, directly or subtly, that being likable means being upbeat, charming, and easy to be around. Compliments like, "You're always so cheerful," or "I love being around your energy," sound positive on the surface, but over time, they can quietly teach us that our value lies in how pleasant we are for others. Slowly, we start to internalize the idea that in order to be loved, we must always be in a good mood. We feel pressure to stay positive even when we're struggling. We smile through exhaustion. We keep our sadness tucked away. We act like we're okay when we're falling apart inside, not out of dishonesty, but out of fear. Fear that if we let someone see our messier sides, our sadness, our silence, our less than sparkly days, they'll walk away. But here's the thing. If you have to constantly perform happiness to keep someone around, is that truly friendship? Or is it just a conditional relationship, one that depends on you being palatable and pleasant? The truth is, that belief that you have to always be happy to be loved might be the very thing holding you back from the deep, soul-anchoring connections you're really longing for. Because the strongest friendships aren't built on performance. They're built on honesty, vulnerability, presence. When you allow yourself to show up fully, in your joy and in your sorrow, in your clarity and your confusion, you create space for others to meet you in that honesty. That's where real connection begins. Not when you're trying to be impressive, but when you're being real. Not when you're okay, but when you're brave enough to say, "Today I'm not." You don't have to be cheerful all the time to deserve love. You don't have to be the light in everyone's life to be worthy of friendship. You are enough, even in your quiet, messy, unfiltered moments. And the right people, the ones who see you, not just your smile, will stay, not because you entertain them, but because you let them see the real you. And that is more than enough, the myth of constant cheerfulness. Many of us, especially women, have been taught since childhood that if we want to have friends, if we want to be loved, we must always be happy and positive. We are encouraged to be nice, sociable, warm, to be the one who brings positive energy to others in order to be worthy of staying in their lives. It sounds harmless, but that belief gradually instills in us a deep fear. The fear that if we are not happy enough, not pleasant enough, we will be left behind. So we begin to hide the not-so-beautiful parts of ourselves. The tiring days, the sad moments, the moments when we want to withdraw. We try to smile even though our hearts are in turmoil, to say gentle words even though we are full of pressure inside. We are afraid that if we complain too much, if we stay silent for too long, if we are a little negative, then others will get bored with us, leave, and not need us anymore. But the truth is, that is just a false belief, a burden that society has placed on women for far too long. The truth is, you don't have to be positive all the time to be worthy of friendship. You don't have to be happy all the time to be worthy of love. The people who truly love you will understand that you're human, sometimes radiant, sometimes broken. They'll be there for you when you're rough, distant, quiet, exhausted, and not trying to please anyone. True friendship doesn't require you to be nice, nice to be kept. It just requires you to be yourself, genuine, whole, and not trying to be anything else, embracing our imperfect selves. It's time to dismantle these misunderstandings and embrace a more compassionate view of ourselves and our relationships. The truth is, everyone has the right to not be okay sometimes. 1. We can't be happy all the time. It's a fundamental aspect of the human experience. We all have our prickly moments, our exhausted phases, and days when we simply don't want to talk. Just because you're not radiating joy doesn't mean you're a bad person or difficult to be around. It simply means you're being real. Think about it. How draining would it be to constantly perform happiness? We're not robots. Our emotions ebb and flow like the tides. To expect ourselves to be perpetually cheerful is to deny a fundamental part of our humanity. When we allow ourselves to be genuinely unhappy, we are not being negative. We are being authentic. And authenticity, in the long run, is far more attractive and sustainable than a manufactured smile. Furthermore, suppressing our true feelings can have detrimental effects on our mental and emotional well-being. It can lead to increased stress, anxiety, and even depression. When we constantly hide our vulnerabilities, we deny ourselves the opportunity to process our emotions in a healthy way. We also create a barrier between ourselves and others, preventing them from truly seeing and understanding us. 2. Friendship isn't about entertainment. If the condition of a relationship is that you always have to be happy, positive, funny, and interesting, then what you have is not a true friendship. It is a conditional relationship, a temporary acceptance when you are right, when you are nice, and nice. And such relationships are fragile. They do not stand up to the days when you are tired, the times when you withdraw, or the times when you no longer have the energy to put on a show, because they are built not on honesty and understanding, but on the expectation that you always appear to be a beautiful, positive, perfect person. When you no longer maintain that image, the connection falters, because it is not built on unconditional acceptance and love. True friendship is different. It is a place where you can be sad without being judged. A true friend won't rush to tell you to cheer up or offer empty words of encouragement. They'll sit with you in silence if necessary and let you feel your emotions. They understand that sadness is a natural part of being human, and that there's no need to rush to brush it away. They'll be there for you when you're hurting, not to fix you, but to say, "I'm here. You're not alone." That's silent, powerful companionship. True friendship is also where you're allowed to be silent and still feel fully present. There are days when you don't have the energy to talk, don't have the presence to engage. A true friend won't get angry, won't make you feel guilty for not responding to a text. They understand that silence is a part of life, and they'll be there, not forcing it, not demanding it, just sharing the silence with you, because they know that presence is not about words, it's about feeling. And that's a very deep connection, where you don't have to try to be understood. You're allowed to be messy, and they'll still stay. Life isn't always neat. Everyone has messy days, tired minds, times when they can't do well, when they can't control. True friendship doesn't require you to be your best self all the time. They see you in the chaos, see your hurt, your confusion, your unpreparedness, and still choose to be there for you. Not because of who you are in your brightest moments, but because you are you, even when you're messy and confused. This is what unconditional friendship is all about. A relationship that's nurtured by empathy, patience, and trust. It doesn't expect you to be fine to be worthy of love. Instead, it creates a safe space for you to take off your mask and come back to yourself with all the comforting parts and all the vulnerable parts. In such a friendship, you don't have to try to be someone else. You just be. And it's there that you heal, not because you're perfect, but because you're seen and loved even when you're not. Those who truly care will stay, even when you're not at your best. This is perhaps the most liberating truth of all. The people who genuinely care for you, who truly see and value you for who you are, will not abandon you when you're not your best version. In fact, these are the moments when their care shines brightest. They are the ones who are ready to listen to you vent. They won't interrupt with advice or try to solve your problems unless you ask. They'll simply offer a listening ear and a safe space for you to express your frustrations. They understand that sometimes all you need is to be heard. They are the ones who still text you, even if you're slow to reply or disappear for a few days. They understand that your silence isn't a sign of disinterest, but perhaps a signal that you're going through something. Their consistency demonstrates their unwavering care, even when you can't reciprocate in the way you normally would. They understand that life gets busy and that everyone needs space sometimes. And there are those who simply stay by your side without demanding you smile. They are content to share your quiet moments, offering a silent presence that speaks volumes. They understand that sometimes the greatest comfort is simply knowing someone is there without any expectations. They offer a non-judgmental presence, a silent anchor in your storm. These are the relationships that truly nourish your soul. They are the ones that remind you that you are loved and worthy, even when you feel anything but. They see past the temporary clouds and recognize the enduring light within you. They are your true friends, your emotional anchors, and the people who will stand by you through thick and thin, regardless of your emotional state. These connections are built on a foundation of genuine love and acceptance, allowing you to be truly vulnerable and authentic. A gentle reminder, so please don't force yourself to always be happy, always okay to be loved. You don't have to be positive all the time, always radiant all the time, to be worthy of friendship, of companionship. Trying to be a nice version of yourself all the time will only distance you from who you really are and from truly meaningful connections. It's your authenticity, both the tender and the vulnerable, that creates the deepest connections. When you allow yourself to be real, to be tired, to be sad, to be quiet, you open up a space for others to be themselves. And from there, a real friendship can form. One that isn't based on pretense, not on roles, but on understanding, empathy, and kindness. You deserve friends, love, even as you quietly heal yourself, even when you're not okay, even when you don't have the energy to be positive. The emotions you're feeling, whether they're confusing, dull, or uncomfortable, are part of who you are. They don't make you any less valuable. They just show that you're alive, feeling, trying to understand and care for yourself. And the right person won't just accept you in those moments. They'll appreciate them because that's when you're at your most real, vulnerable, and brave. True friendship doesn't require you to be happy all the time. It's about daring to be present, even in imperfect versions. It's about finding someone with whom you don't have to try so hard. Just be yourself, with all the scratches and tenderness that exist inside you.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.